Hey, Nick, we need a tagline for the podcast.
No.
Real life opinions. Movie reviews told by fans and not critics.
Who is it?
It's Dave, man. Will you open up? I got the stuff with me.
Who?
Dave, man, open up.
Dave?
Yeah, Dave, come on, man, open up. I think the cops saw
Dave's
me.
not here.
No, man, I'm Dave, man. Hey, come on, man.
Who is it?
It's Dave, man. Will you open up? I got the stuff with
Who?
me. Dave, man, open up.
Dave?
Yeah, Dave.
Dave's not here.
Welcome to Real Life Opinions. Good evening, everybody. Unless it's morning when you're listening to this, although why would you?
You don't want to wake up to our lovely booming voices?
That's right. I'm Mike, sitting here with Laura and Jeff. How was your week, Laura?
Where's Wood? Slow.
Oh, but slow's good.
I
Slow.
like slow. You know what? I actually got to get out of work early-ish today.
I honked at you today. You didn't turn around.
Yeah, I took on this attitude today of I'm just going to ignore everybody.
I was driving past my back, like, there's Laura! Honk, 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 honk. Oh, she's ignoring me.
Right.
I'm not used to people ignoring me while I'm in my backhoe.
Sorry.
Normally people pay attention.
Sorry. I mean, you know, if it helps too, I also put out a notice this week basically telling everybody to grow up. So, you know, it's been a great week so far. I actually got crap done.
Well, that's good. That's good. How was your week, Jeff?
Yep.
Well, shit. That was good.
I passed the crap on to Jeff.
No. I've had a good week so far. It's been, work's been quiet. It's been the right amount of pace of busyness at home.
Knock on wood.
Yeah, knock on wood.
That's too bad. I was hoping somebody had a really shitty week.
No,
Because
I've had a month of that.
Oh, so you've had a month of a shitty month then.
You
Yeah,
know,
You know what? You know what would be good for after a shitty month? A nice spliff. A big ass joint.
I was going to say vodka? Or
you know who had a bad day?
Corey.
Corey.
So Corey got high?
Yeah, not the way Cheech and Chong get high.
Well, that was supposed to be my segue. Is bad way, bad week, bad month, bad day. Let's have a joint. So this is kicking off the Stoner Movies Week. And if you're on TikTok, you would have noticed I sent out a quick little setup for it. But, you know.
I've avoided social media the last 2 days. It's worked well for me.
So, Mike, obviously we're doing Cheech and Chong. I cannot pronounce the name of this movie. The Corsican brothers?
Corsican brothers.
Corsican?
Corsican.
I thought it was Corsican.
No, it's Corsican.
I thought it was Corsican as well.
No.
Oh.
I had Mark correct me 3 times. It's Corsican.
So, I... behind the scenes, this was Mike's pick, and Mike, I have to say, this isn't much of a stoner movie as per Cheech and Chong movies go. Like, Up in Smoke, they have the entire dope mobile.
Still smoking.
So your requirement is have to have perpetual joints going on.
Well,
not perpetual, but they need to be high at least once.
They're high. There's a couple scenes in here.
Okay, but they are perpetually high all the time.
Well, yes. I mean, just by default of who they are, it is a stoner movie. I mean, you know, quickly, what do you think of Cheech and Chong?
Still smoking.
Buns,
well,
buns?
after watching this movie, I think of like boring period pieces. That's what I think of Cheech and Chong now.
I mean, they even had the really crappy makeup. They're just missing the white wig. But if you notice, his eyes are very red.
The prince's is Prince King?
There's a king. I don't know what he is.
He had like that terrible cod piece with the spikes on it, like.
But his eyes are very red.
His eye. Well, so you're saying he's stoned?
He could totally. If they're going period based, that could just be from the lead paint. But
Okay, so me and Mike were talking beforehand about this. I'm easing up a little bit upon second watch of this movie, but like I was initially like this movie was a 0 for me first
It's-
watch.
So this movie is, it's a typical. It's Cheech and Chong. It's mildly
There's a
dumb
couple
humor.
mildly.
Okay, I'm trying to be nice.
Oh, by no means don't think that I chose this because I thought it was any kind of a masterpiece. Because I did not. I chose it solely off of a memory of 30-some years ago. I thought it was better than this. Now, that being said, it's there's some good laughs in it. I enjoy the humor to a degree. I mean, it has that kind of a airplane Monty Python weird humor that's, I feel like this is what happens when people get famous enough and get power, and they're given the freedom to use it.
So
Wait, was that a midget chained up to the wall over there?
yes.
Okay, I guess wanted to make sure I was seeing that right.
Yep.
Oh.
And the biggest plot in this movie is they're twins, and the other one feels all the other one's pain.
Which does get some laughs.
It does, yes.
Like the scene where he's just like, "Oh, I will sacrifice myself for the country,"
Oh, yeah.
and he's just like, "Wait a second, I'm gonna feel that on the guillotine."
Right.
Yeah, so the question is, if one gets decapitated, will the other one just feel the pain, or will he die?
That is a good question.
Yeah, I don't think they thought that out when
I
they made
don't
this
think
movie.
we're supposed to think that out either.
Right.
So,
Yeah, we were looking much deeper into this movie than we need to.
yeah.
But, we tend to. It's,
Well, hey, it's not like any of us has ever put a little deeper thought into a movie that shouldn't be there.
well, and actually, thinking about deeper thought too, and it's not so much about the movie, but fun fact, if you guys didn't know, we were talking about Brendan Fraser being Canadian, right?
Yes.
Did you guys know that Tommy Chong was born in Edmonton, moved
Yes.
to Calgary,
Yes.
and went to school at Crescent Heights?
I did know
the
that.
first part of that, I knew he was born in Edmonton.
Yeah, he was born in Edmonton, but his family moved to Calgary when about high school age for him, and he went to Crescent Heights High School. His picture is still on the wall.
Really?
Yep.
Did you go to Kristen Heights?
I didn't, but Mark did, and
Oh,
he actually
okay.
found the picture.
Oh, wow.
Kind of like what Alan did with you at the
At
high
the comp?
school.
Yeah, it's hard to pick me out. I've got hair in that picture and
That's
no
what
facial
he
hair.
said too. He's like, I didn't recognize him at first.
Oh.
People don't recognize me without facial hair and glasses anymore. Like I've just got to that point in my life where the facial hair and the glasses are synonymous now.
You posted that picture of you like 18 years old, and I was really gonna comment, going, no, that's not you. That's a fake.
Yeah, I was once young and vibrant. Go ahead, Mike.
I was going to put a request for one of you to switch your movie choice, and you might have heard of this. Have you ever heard of the movie Reefer Madness?
Yes.
At first I thought, that must be a trucker movie.
No.
Nope.
That was, I would have to say, one of the original stoner movies, 1936.
1936.
Yes, it's been colorized, I guess, from the clip that I saw, and it's pretty psychotic looking from the little bits that I see.
That might have to end up on our list.
It might have to. I'm still going with Dazed and Confused, but that one might have to.
We haven't done enough old movies. I've been thinking about some Hitchcock era movies.
We should do Bela Lugosi's Dracula.
Oh, you know what? I think that would be terrific, to be honest.
I own it.
Yeah?
I do own it.
Also, fun fact, probably all the women, they're all related. They're all wives and daughters and kids and whatever of both these guys.
I don't think they could have convinced anybody else to be in this movie other than relatives.
Oh, no, they were rich and powerful at this point. In 1984, Cheech and Chong carried weight with their name. They had 3 or 4 movies out that were just cult killers, and everybody loved them. I don't know when Born in East LA came out.
See, there's another good stoner movie.
I don't know if I've ever seen Born in East LA or heard of it.
I don't think Chong was in that. I think that was just Marin. That might have been the one you said that little fucker made movies without me.
Yeah, my favorite quote from Tommy Chong, we were talking before the podcast, like, yeah, me and Cheech, like this kind of period, especially from the 80s movies in this kind of shot in this era. There's a couple, like Princess Bride, I quite enjoy, which
You're
is
not
kind of
the swords and sorcery kind of guy?
No, never been a swords and sorcery kind of guy.
Oh, I lived it back then. I mean, the Ator, the Fighting Eagle, Skrull, not Skrull, was it? Krull?
Skrull.
Skrull?
Or no, Krull, yes.
There was two of them. One was close. One was Conan's father, and the other one
Yeah.
was a spinny knife thing.
Yeah, but you're
I think
the one
Krull was the spinny knife thingy.
Yeah, then they had the identical twin bodybuilders, and it all spun from, I don't know, Success with the Barbarian. And actually, one of my favorites was, Mark Singer.
That's not helping me none.
Nope.
He's Beastmaster.
Oh, like the original Beastmaster,
Yeah,
not the
that
TV
was Mark Singer. Yeah.
Those movies were terrible as well, were they not?
Most of them were.
They were, I mean, like Conan, in my mind, still is a strong movie. Like
Conan's synonymously. I haven't watched Conan since I was a kid, and I really didn't have a taste for this stuff back then. So I haven't seen it since I was a kid, but I know it's synonymous with a high quality sword and sorcery movie. Right?
Yeah, like
I'd be willing to give that a shot.
I didn't like the Destroyer. The second one wasn't as good. They got a little hokey.
Did you like Red Sonja?
I liked it back then, but I don't remember what it was about, and I know he got tricked into doing that a little bit. But I'll fight anyone today that actually Conan the Barbarian is an incredibly well done and incredibly strong movie. He had like 12 lines or whatever it was. They didn't give him more. They all the charisma and character work was around him, and they didn't have to do like stop motion stuff, and they didn't bog you down. They gave you this great comic story that really came out. So,
well, they didn't have to bog down this story either.
Well, they bogged down this because they were stoned while they were doing it. So there you go. They're stoned right now.
Cheech and Chong did that.
They're drunk right now. They're not stoned.
No,
they're totally stoned, but
no. Cheech is sober right now, and Chong is.
Hey! Whoa! Look at that! Doesn't he look like Pedro Pascal?
Kind of. Oh my God! Yes, he totally does right there. Oh my God!
Oh my God! That's hilarious.
Why would you want to?
Now I can't get The Last of Us with Cheech Marin. Okay, sorry.
Why would you want a sword fight with someone that feels like you stabbed them
because they're drunk? Well,
yeah,
the one.
No, yeah,
and he threw down the sword.
Well, see, also, why would you have a sword fight with one having a sword and another one having a cheese knife?
Well, because it's Cheech and Chong.
Right?
That's a dagger.
It's a cheese knife.
It is kind of funny when he's stabbing himself in the butt.
What's the age demographic in this?
Oh my God, the penis! I forgot about the penis.
Oh, okay.
I think I
might. My weenus? You want to touch my weenus?
Nobody wants to touch your weenus.
Oh, come on, it's right there.
Laura
that's
is ignoring you.
Come on, it's right there. You both see it.
Yeah, I can see your weenus. I still don't want to touch it.
I'm quite impressed that my weenus is still tight and taut.
Yeah, that's a very taut weenus.
A lot more stretchy and loose. But
age will do that to a weenus, right?
Yeah, I know. It's just like.
Oh.
See what the elasticity? Yeah.
My dear Lord. Oh.
Everybody, look up what a weenus is.
I was gonna say they're gonna have to.
No, like, yeah, Still, nobody really wants to look at what a weenus is.
Well,
But, not a lot of people have seen their own weenus.
Well,
It's very hard to see your
it
own
in the mirror.
weenus.
You can see it in the mirror.
Well, yeah.
Like, it's hard to, like, get it at that angle. So, Cheech and Chong, everybody. Laura, what's your feelings on the duo themselves?
they're dumbasses. Literally.
Mike, this is your childhood. What do you feel of Cheech and Chong as a duo?
As a duo, they're pretty good. They're still dumbasses, and this literally breaks in the whole dumb comedy.
Yeah.
These two are the ones that brought it in.
Are they before Monty Python?
I think they're about the same time as Monty Python.
Who directed Airplane? Do you know that offhand?
I don't know who directed it.
Because whoever directed it, Airplane's what brought in that zany comedy. Like, that was, I'm pretty confident, before Cheech and Chong's first movie.
No, I don't think Airplane was like very, very late 70s, early 80s.
Actually, it was before this. It was 1980.
But
before this movie, yes.
Yes.
But Cheech and Chong was before Airplane.
I thought it was like 78 or something like that.
What's that?
Airplane? Not 80.
Not 1980.
Yeah.
So the stupid comedy would have existed before, I guess, Airplane. So
Okay, let's rephrase that one. They didn't bring in stupid comedy. They brought in stoner comedy.
well, we were just talking about Reefer
yeah.
Madness in the 1930s.
That one wouldn't have...
That didn't bring in anything.
Right?
Actually, it's labeled as a propaganda film.
Yes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So it's not really a stoner comedy. It's just like, beware of the Reefer Man.
Oh, nobody said it was a comedy.
Hmm.
Nobody ever said it was a comedy. It was a 1936 film called Reefer Madness. And I'm trying to think when the government started pushing the negativity of weed.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's a cultural thing. It's a racial thing. You hear a lot about stories about it. It was an attempt to keep the black community under control and keep them whatever, and that sort of thing. And I can't remember how it goes.
And then that wasn't working well enough, so they brought the crack cocaine to the inner city.
No, that really is bad for you. Where weed was never as bad for you as the government always made it out to be.
There is studies. Unfortunately, the problem with weed is the age that you're probably going to smoke weed is actually the age that's going to hurt you.
Oh, before 25, yeah.
Yeah, if you're under the age of 25, then it's detrimental to your brain.
Yeah, and
right?
even now, I mean, it is, regardless of what people think, there's still a bit of a gateway drug to it.
Alcohol is more of a gateway drug, though.
No, so is weed. I mean, anything that has an addictive, a way to escape is a gateway. It's.
I'm not going to disagree that it's not at all a gateway, but I feel like it's missed a lot that alcohol is a stronger gateway into like cocaine. I don't know a lot of potheads that are just like, hey, let's bust out the cocaine now. But I've seen enough cocaine in like bar situations and stuff like that. That's generally when that's when the party gets going. Let's bring out the 8-ball, right? And then that leads to more stuff. So that's why I say alcohol is more of a gateway drug than pot. Because
I've never known that. I've never known. Let's get drunk and then we'll go do crack. But,
well, generally it's because when you get drunk, you
need a pick-me-up from drunk, but you're enjoying the high when you're stoned, right?
And generally
that depends on the person too,
right?
Yeah.
But it all like with the harder drugs and everything too. When you're drunk, you're more easily encouraged.
You can be pretty encouraged while you're stoned, I guess, too. You're less likely to be mobile.
You know what? I can be very easily encouraged too when I'm stoned. Give me a brownie.
Mm-hmm.
So my thing is like like I never wanted to touch weed when I was drunk. I was already fucked up there.
Mhm.
But I would drink after I'm stoned because who gives a shit?
Right,
Not you,
But-
because you're stoned.
And I don't know how many people actually realize this too. That once you're drinking, if you actually go and you smoke pot, you're more likely to get sick. But see, when you're already drunk, you're trying to avoid the dizziness.
Yeah.
And then, let's go put pot in our system. So what's the first thing that happens? You
Yeah.
start getting dizzy. So now the world's spinning while you're full of alcohol and
That might be why I stopped smoking weed. I get worse weed hangovers, but now that I think about it, the last few times I smoked weed, I was probably drinking as well.
Mhm.
But I guess like the worst hangovers from weed now.
right.
I guess can't do it no more. It's just so terrible.
So the last time I actually got high, the world was spinning pretty good, and I was hiding under a blanket.
Okay, you want to hear my latest high story? Last time I got high, I was at a golf tournament, and
shit!
and a buddy, we all bought our kind of a gift prize. So you drew from the whatever, and I ended up with 3 joints, like bought down from the, what do we call our dispensaries?
Dispensary, yep.
Well, yeah, because it's legal here in Canada, because and I brought it with a.
Were they in a pill bottle?
Yep.
Of
Yeah,
course they
and
were. It's so weird to me.
well, it's funny because I said, okay, I'll take them. I'll give them to Logan because I don't smoke anymore. I don't do that. I quit whatever. So I brought him home and I says, okay, you can have these 2, but we'll have a joint together. Okay, Dad, cool. Okay, Logan was like 20 or whatever. This is, I don't know, I can't remember, 3-4 years ago, and so I gotta go back and tell you a quick little story. See, when I was a kid and we smoked weed, I mean, we would sit around a table and Jeff would lace the papers with hash oil. I would crumble up the hash, and then Norm would roll it into the weed, and then we'd roll them together. Then we'd roll those into 3, and we'd put this big, long, 8-inch whatever, and then we would just go to town. Meanwhile, we'll rotate so we don't let the knives cool down from underneath the bullets. And it was a grand old time, and whatever. Flashback, I told you that. So there's I'm sitting out back with my son. And we lit it up, and then he takes his little pussy, it's just like so.
Yeah, you gotta take a hit, son.
So he did exactly. So I just I did that, and I held it in. Like, I'm gonna hold this sucker in, and then he looked at me, and he took another, and then he handed it back, and so I took another big one. He says, "What are you doing, Dad?"
I'm getting high.
This is how it was. Well, apparently, today's drugs are over 300 times more potent. I did not know that. I didn't, and absolutely right, because by the time I was going for my 3rd hit, Logan was just looking at me, and I was like, "Oh my God!" And I was free. I came in here, sat down right in whatever chair was there, and all I could feel was my wife looking at me and judging me, which she wasn't. But that's just my mind.
But that's the pot paranoia.
Well,
right?
yeah. So I says, I gotta go to bed. I'm tired. Good night.
Right.
And I went and laid down in the bed for like 6 hours, counting the stipple.
Right. So with us, like, because me and Mark, it's legal. We bought a joint, we got high, and literally I felt like the world was spinning, and Mark's going, "It's because you're rocking." I wasn't rocking. I was not rocking, but the world was fucking spinning. I actually took a blanket, and you know how kids wrap them around their heads and they do the whole cape thing? That's what I look like. I had it wrapped around me. Thankfully, my kids never noticed.
I don't think I've smoked it since it's become legal.
Oh, before that time that I smoked it, 4 or 5 years ago, I hadn't smoked it in 20 years before that. Or 10,
Wow,
whatever.
That's another problem with the way you were taking it. You're just like, yeah, I can still hit it like I did back in the day, and it's like that time separation.
Well, yeah, but
and quite honestly, like that was Mark's and my issue too, because minus when it was legal. The last time I smoked, it was a long time ago. So, even we're dragging off this damn thing, and it's like, I'm not gonna make it through it. But we finished it, and yeah, it was the best night's sleep I have ever had. I did not count stipple.
I didn't lie. I was nauseous when that happened to me. I was not. But yeah, again, it was a long time ago. With this and that.
So I remember laying down on the couch, and I remember going to sleep, and then I remember waking up and going, I'm going to bed, and I left Mark right where he was.
My old man never smoked when he was younger. When my stepmom passed away, he had been with her for so long, he had a hard time sleeping at night, right? Yeah. This is after things had become legal. And that's how he goes to sleep at night. He takes a chocolate every night, and that's what puts him to bed. He says it's the best thing ever for sleeping at night.
And, I've heard that from a lot of people. So, Jeff, you asked, I'm really backtracking now, you asked what the rating was on this movie? You want to take a wild guess?
I don't remember asking the rating.
I asked actually,
okay. Yeah. You want to take a wild guess at what it was?
I'm afraid you didn't tell me it was like PG or something. It is?
It's rated PG.
Gee.
Really? Yeah. A Cheech and Chong movie rated PG.
Now, that was in 84. They rated it as PG. Yeah. Today's standards, it would not be PG.
No.
What? Cheech just pulled these things out of this queen's hair.
Well, that's because he's over conditioning hair that only gets washed once a year.
His brother got slapped. That's why it happened.
But the queen is bald.
Look at that hair. That's terrible. That looks like a Miss Piggy hair. And what is on Chong's face?
Lead paint.
Okay, yes, but why? He looks like Dracula.
Because he's supposed to be a jester.
Okay.
This is the part where you fell asleep?
No, I was awake again by this part.
Oh, okay.
This is where I was just like, man, this movie's really stupid. And not the good stupid. I was just like, this movie's stupid. I can enjoy a good stupid movie. I really can. Some of my favorite movies are stupid movies. But this one just kind of took the cake.
This is better than stupid movie. Okay.
Well, I would take Sharknado over this. I'm not going to lie.
Next for Jeff Spicoli.
Headed over to the Australian and the Hawaiian Internationals. And me and Mick are going to wing on over to London and jam with the Stones. You guys are invited too.
Well, that was a terrible transition.
Well, that's because somebody doesn't know how to run the keyboard. You can decide who that is.
50-50.
Okay, it's only me here. I'm not being the moderator.
That's fine. All right.
Oh, I got cheese.
I never had those.
What?
They never had those kind of stockings.
No. Of course not.
And it's on the it's on the king anyway.
Is he not kind of a take on Frankenfurter kind of thing?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
I want to know where he keeps finding all these ropes.
Well, didn't you learn from Boondock Saints? Rope is very important to always have.
Yes, because in the 1800s they would have those all over the place.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
There's a rope emporium under every castle corner.
Yes, because in France they have ropes and everything. But then, apparently they're all into SM too. So,
There is a fair bit of SM in this show. Not hardcore SM, but there's definitely some. That dungeon, you know, the king is into some funky
That's
stuff.
more BDSM than
Uh,
SM. Okay, and when did he have time to wipe the makeup off?
Well, that's what I was thinking.
well, why are we trying to make sense of this movie?
Because
Well, you're the ones who keep yakking about rope and yakking about the logic.
he stripped him and he's tying him up now with
the big pink bow
And
on
cuffs.
his pants.
and cuffs.
You ever notice that Marin's mustache is lopsided? Like the split in it is over to one side?
Yes, I was noticing.
Is that
this
an
whole-
accident, or is that a cleft lip, or is it just something he does?
Actually, I think it's because he's got a cleft lip.
Yeah. Or whatever it's called. Yeah.
This is one of the few times where well, I shouldn't say one of the few times, but like this is an okay use of the gag where the brother feels the pain, right? Like, well, Cheech is getting tortured and Chong is with that girl.
I felt like that aspect of this was well used, actually. Just about every time they do it, it's properly used, I think.
So, not to be the one who has to point this out, the king has nipple clamps.
Like, I'm not surprised. I didn't notice till you pointed it out, but
Right?
like, I'm not surprised.
Who is he as the actor? He looks so
We
familiar.
find out.
If only we had a handheld device that could Google these
I'm
things.
looking.
Look how relaxed Cheech is here. He's getting his feet caught on fire, and he knows that his brother is going through all this torture. Oh.
Well, he does have a look of concern on his face. It's not like he just.
Okay. So I'm assuming, by the looks of it, that would be the evil fucker.
Yeah.
Was that his name? The
Yeah,
evil? This was a PG, and his
Or
name
would
is
it be
Evil.
pronounced fucker?
It was
It's
Fucker.
fucker.
or
Oh,
old
yeah.
jailer.
Yeah.
The town, the village is called like fuck yeah.
Yeah. And that was Roy Dotrice.
Yes.
Is that name supposed to mean something?
No.
But I bet if you Google his movies, he'd be a what do you call that? B-rate horror type guy.
Oh, look! I can't unsee the nipple clamps now. I guess can't. That's all I can see now is like.
Well, it's like.
Well, and like the frilly Daisy Dukes. Why are the Daisy Dukes so frilly? Is he having them torture him?
Yes.
Pleasure?
Yes.
This was PG rating. They must think I missed this scene.
So I feel like this requires a discussion about the moral compass of people in the 80s. I mean,
they didn't really. We talked about this at the Gremlins podcast about how that movie and Temple of Doom actually created PG-13. Eh? PG-13 didn't exist. I can't remember which one came first. Whichever one of those two movies came first, Gremlins or Temple of Doom, but those two movies were the first two movies to ever have a PG-13
what did
rating.
Temple of Doom have to create that?
Oh, the whole ripping the heart out?
Oh.
So
for violence.
Yeah, but they didn't want an R rating, right? Because they back in the day they had like a PG and an R, right?
So you were asking if that name actually meant anything. So he was in a couple bigger movies, like The Cutting Edge in '92, before he passed away.
Oh,
never heard of The Cutting Edge.
Oh, that's the skating one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tales from the Crypt.
Yeah.
Oh, who's he from Tales of the Crypt?
Yeah, this was the 1972 one, so you probably wouldn't have seen this one.
I think I did see the old 1972.
You saw Death Lives?
I haven't seen any Tales of the Crypt stuff since like I was a teenager. So I don't remember. But I did watch some of the older stuff.
He was in that one. He was also in Suburban Commando with Hulk Hogan.
Who was he in Suburban Commando? Because I just remember Hulk Hogan and Christopher Lloyd from Suburban Commando.
Christopher Lloyd was in that?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's
I
the
was
movie
frozen
know.
today. No, you don't remember?
No, I know the movie. I just wouldn't have watched it. It was in between.
So the only reason I know of Suburban Commando was because I own Ninja Turtles 2 on VHS, and I watched the shit out of Ninja Turtles 2. And Suburban Commando was one of the previews. So I've seen the preview to Suburban Commando probably 50 million times. I don't think I've ever actually... I might have made my dad rent the movie once.
So Roy Dotrice was Zanuck in Suburban Commando.
Oh, like the bad guy.
Yes.
Okay.
And then let's see, there was another one.
I wouldn't call that a big movie.
He was in The Scarlet Letter. And
that
was a big movie.
That was a pretty big movie for its time.
He also... So the Mickey Mouse version of Prince and the Pauper, he was a voiceover.
Oh, okay.
Well, he could have been anybody.
He was in Hellboy 2.
He was in Hellboy 2?
Mm-hmm.
Who was he in Hellboy 2? I bet you it was a small role.
Most likely, a lot of his were small roles.
Why is he wearing... Wait, do you think they had... I can see Venus.
Are you going to suggest that there's some historical inaccuracies in the Corsican brothers?
Well, he does end up in Mexico. So
how the... I'm not going to ask. So in Hellboy 2, Roy Dotrice was Lord Carter.
I don't remember which one Lord.
He was a bad guy.
Well, I presume that. Yeah, hot pink. I don't think they had a lot of hot pink in 1700 France.
No.
You weren't here yet, Laura, but they had the scene. This got a genuine laugh out of me. The two brothers split up in the beginning of this movie, and then they come back, and Cheech is in like Mexican stuff, and then Chong goes, "You can't be my brother. You're Mexican," and then he's just, "I ended up in Mexico, so now I'm Mexican." It makes
absolutely no sense.
No sense.
See,
but it got a laugh out of me.
And I do have to point this out because I do like time period movies. That shirt is so 70s.
Oh, yeah. Well, I also watching this, I feel like Tommy Chong, if he actually took himself serious and he might have been a good serious actor if he had chose that route.
But he likes pot too much. That's why he ended up in jail.
Yeah.
He does have, and I'm not saying there's good acting, but he does have some good acting in quotation marks in this movie. Like,
he plays the serious segments quite well, comparatively.
He's kind of jacked compared to Cheech in this scene.
Well, they're both in pretty good shape, if you ask me.
But they're shirtless right now, and I guess I'm kind of impressed with Chong's build right now.
So how old do we figure they were at this time?
40s? Cheech was like late 30s. Chong was mid 40s.
Early 40s. Or mid 40s.
Because, yes, you can break bars with a baguette.
Did you see how... well, and it landed on Cheech's head, and he said, ouch. Even though he's not supposed to have pay.
But I'm pretty sure that stopped with all the whipping. Just...
Oh, did it?
No.
I don't think it did either. Okay, this upcoming scene got a bit of a laugh from me too, where he drops Chong into the water.
Keeps finding moments that are kind of humorous in it. Which, I'm not fighting that this is a good movie, but I mean, you can't say that there's nothing in it whatsoever. Well, that looks
absolutely terrible.
Okay. See, he's in pretty good shape.
Yes. Oh, so now they're feeling each other's pain again.
Actually, that reminds me of that scene, and I can't remember which of the X-Men movie it is, where Wolverine ends up in the river with all the rebar wrapped up.
Oh,
it's one of the Days of Future Past type ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm just trying to remember, how long was he in there before they fished him out?
don't.
That would be an ugly thing to have to deal with
Yeah, because he
when
can't.
you're alive.
He can't really die, right?
Right.
So
Does he die and then come back? Or is it perpetual pain? Or yeah.
So Chong is leading the revolution because he killed his brother after his brother dropped him in the moat.
oh, is that what's going on here?
Yes. See, they answered the question. He got dropped in the moat, but Cheech is the one who died.
Ah, okay.
I totally missed
Or
that.
at least he thinks he's dead.
And I'm surprised I missed that because this movie had me riveted for every second, for every shot of this movie.
Well, like they're sitting there when he's still in the jail cell. He gets dropped in.
and
Chong.
you could see him drowning.
Yeah, but Chong's alive and Cheech is not.
Oh
Or
no, more
maybe-
baguettes.
That's right.
I'm like pretty confident Cheech isn't dead.
I'm pretty sure he's not, but he at this point he thinks he is, so he's leading the revolution. Now, where's Marie Antoinette saying let them eat cake?
I don't remember. I don't remember.
Which she actually did not say.
Oh, that's yeah. Okay. We're going down that rabbit hole. Things we think people said, but is that called the Manchurian effect or something?
Manchurian
Or Mandalorian effect? I can't
Yeah,
remember.
let's start calling it. Let's do a Manchurian effect on the Manchurian effect and start calling it the Mandalorian effect. That's what we should do. We should popularize that.
Look, it's a boxing ring.
He's
See,
not
there's
dead.
But Chong thinks he is.
Or did he do a revolution to save him?
I don't know. But apparently it's execution 5,000.
Yes.
Man, I would definitely be trying to come save my brother that's about to lose his head because I feel that pain.
Well, I think he is.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I wasn't saying that he wasn't doing that. We were talking about him doing that.
I mean, this is kind of the plot is not deep in here.
I love
The
the
insightfulness.
I love the winter gloves that he's wearing.
And the cape's a little much.
Well, no, now he looks like Dracula, but it's the winter gloves.
He does.
Oh, yeah.
He got a very Dracula thing going on right now.
Okay. God, I gotta say how bad this is. This movie, but it's still funny though. I mean, we've all watched terrible movies that we still find value in it. Why is he gonna cut off his face, not his head? That's kind of a weird angle to be in a guillotine.
I wonder if it's like a Wolverine thing. They chop his head off, he's still talking, and his brother's dead. That's that.
Oh, that's better. Okay.
Yeah, they're gonna put.
Well, that makes more sense. Yeah.
So, Laura, you're a history buff a little bit. Is that an accurate-looking guillotine? Is that historically accurate? When it cuts again to it, I've got issues with the blade. The blade looks funny to me.
For that time period, no, because they at this point in time when they're depicting it here, they still would have used the axeman.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
But that blade itself looks funny.
Well, it's not slanted for one.
Yeah, it looks like a shark tooth.
Yeah.
And you would think it would just be a blade in the trail, and
oh no, it is slanted.
Well, it looks better now that I look at it. Still can't cut a baguette though.
Which is amazing.
Oh, the baguette is now nunchucks.
Yes.
That makes
Which
sense.
he just so where
there's a dent. There's a dent in the guillotine blade from the nunchuck baguettes. Who's making these baguettes, I wonder? Fire the baker in the town. Fire them. They need to go. No.
Yeah.
This is a very unimpressive fight scene as well.
Well, actually, I was going to say, Tommy Chong is actually doing quite nicely for using for stunt choreography. He was doing pretty good, actually.
Yeah.
Or now it's getting a little swingy and flashy, but there was a moment there where he was, you know,
Who's throwing the bombs?
the bomb de terres. I don't know.
Oh yeah, the potato bombs.
It's the
bomb
potato bombs. The bomb de terre.
Oh, they go in with the Three Stooges now.
See,
I-
See, that is pretty impressive to me.
but the way he's slashing at them with a rapier, it wouldn't work.
Right here. Well, this is for film. It's not.
It still wouldn't work.
Well, no, but I mean, like.
I feel like we have to talk about Darcy. In that
Oh,
story
God,
you were about the historical accuracy, Darcy, if you're listening.
Oh, Darcy,
you won't
Darcy.
appreciate the historical accuracy in this film.
You know, who was I was talking with somebody recently?
The queen has her hair back.
Who the heck was it? They were talking about, I saw an interview with Jake Gyllenhaal, and he had a blast working with Conor McGregor or whatever. He's a nice guy, blah, blah, blah. But it's the classic thing. He says, God, everybody hates working with real fighters, trying to teach them how to stage fight. And I had that same thing with freaking Darcy. Respect Darcy, if you ever listen to this. But I mean, he was constantly trying to bring in this SCA, these little movements, which are really important when you're actually in a historical fight to battle. He would tell me stories about when it had the rhino hide and people wouldn't count it and all that stuff. And that was cool. I researched it and I said, yeah, it's actually quite boring unless you're into that type of thing. But on stage, no, you don't want those little movements.
You have to be grand, right?
Well, you typically, and in my case, we found a fresh one.
He broke his baguette.
He's doomed now. Doomed.
Okay, what does that guy have a fire marshal thingy on his
I was
hat?
just thinking
I
about
was gonna
that.
say, it almost looked like a bowler hat too, but they just bent the edge.
He must be like the police chief. Or
Yes,
something like
because
that.
they had those.
Actually, thinking about this, what kind of money do you think they spent on set costumes from this era? It's a pretty pricey little low-budget film.
It would be pretty pricey, yes, considering this is one that went straight to TV.
Yeah.
I think sets like this, they've kind of, at this period of time, they've been built so many times that I bet you in the backstage lots, you just had like the parts to toss these together, probably reused a million times, right? So probably
to some degree, but
a lot cheaper than you would expect.
But for the costumes, there's still the rental fees and everything, too.
But still, they slap this together. Then you got to have a crew for decoration and making sure that it's all, it's still. I mean, I didn't think you'd have to build it. Those French fries.
Those are French fries.
Well, they're in France. Why wouldn't they have French fries? Why is she fighting now?
Because she's married to one of the two,
And
she wanted to play with the sword.
And why is she wearing pants?
Because she's married to one of the two, and she really wanted to have some fun.
She was wearing a dress like 5 minutes ago.
See, and there we go with the cheese knife again.
I feel like this is the ultimate movie that has to movie. Is this the ultimate movie that has to movie?
I wouldn't put it ultimate. Like,
No.
tons of movies are just like this.
This movie's moving a lot. Like a lot.
And there's Cheech with his cigar and, freshly...
Ooh, bomb de terre.
I still haven't seen any pot smoking yet.
Nope.
I thought there was a
There was
scene
a
in there.
cigar.
I was certain they were in the bush, but
Yeah, I did.
still a stoner movie.
Like,
It was like earlier you were saying, does a stoner movie mean you have to be stoned to get it? Or does it mean it's stoned in it?
I have so many questions. I don't know if I...
yeah, well, we
Okay,
only
you know
talk-
how many questions you have now? Imagine that you were like 10 in 1984. How many questions?
I want to know when the king or fucker, whatever his name is there,
Who care?
had enough time to go strip.
And why?
And why?
Yeah.
And why? And why? I shouldn't be asking this, but why is he wearing a leather thong?
He's pulling off the leather thong. If anybody can pull it off, it's King Fakio. Wow, that is a high quality explosion.
That's,
Right?
that's Evil Dead quality effects.
Yeah,
right there,
yeah, yeah. The first one, not the second one. The first.
Oh, and we're just gonna take all the royals' clothes and put them on because we can.
Loosely fit, right? Do have that, yeah.
Yay! The kingdom's been rescued.
I'm just trying to wait till the cops show up and arrest everybody.
That would probably make a lot of sense in this movie, to be honest.
Well, I mean, that's the thing, right? Nobody saw that coming in the quest for the Holy Grail.
Right. And look, they're all eating heartily with their.
I mean,
jugs
as
of
much
beer.
as we love Cheech and Chong, they do not equate the talent that the
Monty Python.
Monty Python guys have. Like they are the bar in which everybody's judged by. You know.
Is that still true?
Well, no, from the air. Like they created stuff. They made the world sit back and think.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look what they did. You know.
Monty Python, I don't think there's an equivalent. Yeah,
Exactly.
I thought maybe the Broken Lizard guys might be able to do it, and they just they proved
Who are
that they
they?
could. That's the Super Trooper Dread guys.
That's no, they're not. Yeah. Nope.
Oh, who's getting married now?
Well, Chong, obviously. Oh, there's that dog again. What is that called? That instrument, Mike?
A lute?
That's not a lute?
No. It is a lute.
Oh, it is a lute, not a.
Yes.
No.
I believe it's called lute.
Lute.
I think.
So how many brides does he have?
I'm gonna get pregnant right away.
And that one's got a writing lesson. Oh, they're both getting married.
What is the significance to the color on his tie there? Is that a Mexican thing?
That's a Mexican flag.
No, that's not the Mexican flag. That is definitely not the Mexican flag.
No.
I
feel like those
you're
are
reading into shit.
Yes. I think it just goes along with his whole I like to be colorful.
Yeah.
Oh, look, he's imagining.
Oh, it's Willem Dafoe. How did he get in here? They're coming down off their high. So they were stoned the whole time.
Maybe he's stoned right now, and that's why he's seeing that.
And again, the rope. Nobody saw the rope just hanging there?
Yeah.
Movie's got a movie.
Now, that's not what I define as movies got a movie. That's just poor plot devices. Poor.
Oh, see, I understand.
Oh, they go into this.
I understand Cheech not wanting to get married, but I don't understand Chong not wanting to get married.
So, are we going right back? The whole thing started with a scam that they were playing music loud and badly that people would pay them to turn it off. That's how the movie started. And now we're back into Lost Guys.
Which is literally just translates to the guys.
The guys. Yeah.
I don't understand.
Okay, there's your pot reference. Right there on the truck.
Yeah.
Well, but that doesn't make it a stoner movie.
No, they make it a stoner. Cheech and Chong.
If this
Were
was
they high at the beginning?
They are the biggest stoners.
If this was any other Cheech and Chong movie, I would have zero argument with you. But there was like, besides Cheech and Chong being in this movie, there is no other stoner movie quality to this movie.
I love how his guitar says Elvis.
He's got kind of a bit of an Elvis vibe going on there. Like with the sideburns and the suits. But we're going to have to take a quick break, and when we get back, we're going to come with final thoughts on this, everybody.
Oh, God.
Body break, get moving. Body break, keep moving. Oh, yeah. Body break. Body break.
If I had a dick, this is where I tell you to suck it.
Wow, we can tell how Mike's going to start off this final opinions, eh? Final
Welcome
thoughts.
back, everybody. I don't know.
So, Mike, final thoughts on CORSICAN Brothers?
What did you just call it?
That's what they called them at the end of the movie, CORSICAN.
No, they called him Corsican.
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 Or Corsican. They did not call him Corsican or whatever.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to start with you. I want your final thoughts first.
I told you that your final thoughts are first.
Oh, so
we're
when are
too
you
late.
the boss and
Too
me,
late. I'm the boss.
motherfucker?
I am the boss.
I thought this was my podcast night.
Oh,
I chose
whoa.
the movie. That's what you said. It's Mike's night. So, give us your thoughts on the Corsican Brothers.
Mike's not getting more and more nights. That's what my thoughts are. My final thoughts. I give it half of a crystal skull. Half a crystal skull. It was awful. It had a few laughs, but it was awful for the most part. Like I chuckled, and the rest of the movie was terrible.
Well,
hey, good luck salvaging that TikTok.
it's already in there. I'm putting it in the drafts right now.
Okay.
There we go. So, I don't know.
We got smooth timing when I ask you for your final thoughts, and you're just like, no, your final thoughts instead. Well then.
Well, that's because I wanted to get you guys done so I can do the TikToks. Because I gotta hold it. I can't automatically
Laura,
do it.
these kids today and their talks and their ticks and everything like that. We can't understand.
Oh, did I tell you? And I come to the conclusion. You know, what do they call him? The boomer? What do they call you?
He's a millennial.
Yeah, no. He's got this weird connection. He's actually part boomer and part millennial,
right? You know, and so even for me, like Jeff is totally that way. Even though he is a millennial, I'm the same thing. I am a millennial. God help me.
You know what they call me at work? They call me the work dad. Because I'm just like, wow, you shouldn't have done that, you kids. Aren't you like 4 years older than me, Jeff? Like, you
right?
kids today.
So if you go based off of, you know, I don't actually hate to say it because it's kind of true. Maturity level, I'm still more mature than Jeff is, and he's older than me.
Wait, so you guys are calling me a millennial boomer, yet you're still trying to claim you're more mature than me?
Oh, I'm totally more mature than you.
That's debatable.
And who showed up to Scouts dressed like me for a Halloween costume in which I had to fix your boobs?
That was good comedy. That's what that was.
In which I had to fix his boobs and teach him how to work with having nails.
That comedy was good enough to make it into a Cheech and Chong movie. I know that's a low bar, but still good enough to make it into a Cheech and Chong.
Whoa. Are you saying all Cheech and Chong movies are bad?
Well, I'm saying that...
This one was bad. No one's arguing that. And I'm not saying that the other ones were like Oscar-worthy by any stretch. But...
It is the lowest rating I've ever gave any movie we've ever reviewed. But I didn't give it a 0, Mike, because it has some
Well, I
redeeming
knew
quality.
you couldn't. You couldn't truthfully give it a 0.
Well, I'm not so sure about that.
But you maybe. You, not him, because he
Yeah,
laughed.
I did laugh.
He honestly laughed, and it was like one of those Santa Claus belly laughs too.
I don't know why the Mexican thing is so funny to me. Just like,
Okay, you know what? The Mexican thing is funny, but this, no. No, it's just, I came up with more questions than anything else.
well,
Okay,
Laura, Mike, you gonna ask the question?
what's your final thoughts?
This one ranks lower than Romeo and Juliet. Does that count?
Sure, but I mean,
So, I gave Romeo and Juliet like what, a 2.5,
okay.
maybe. This one, see, Jeff, you can't give it a 0. I completely can. This one doesn't even have a rating for me. It's so bad.
It doesn't have a rating.
It's like a -1 million.
Wow. Wow.
So yeah, no, I've watched a lot of Cheech and Chong movies.
And by far, this is the worst.
Yes. Again, I came up with more questions like, seriously? Why does the fucker? Why is he wearing a leather thong, for fuck's sake?
But here, you were laughing about it.
Right now I am, because I'm trying to figure it out. You should never come out of a movie with questions like that, especially not a time period one.
Okay, so what section do you put this in?
The dollar bin.
Because I feel like staff picks ain't gonna make it on your shelf.
Yeah,
This is in the discount bin.
Wait, if you've got to put it in a section, though, what section?
It's definitely it's a comedy. I will say that it is
Yeah.
a comedy.
Comedy in quotation.
Yeah.
Right?
It
Yeah, it can go in the comedy, but this is a movie that I would sell in the dollar bin at 75% off. Like,
yeah, it's. Yeah. What about you, Mike? Are we fighting with technology first?
No, I deleted that one. That's great.
This talking and this ticking.
Okay.
I have a thought.
Oh yeah. How much time did we waste with this little box he bought from the Filipino guy? Okay, so don't talk to me about technology. How much time have we wasted?
Alejandro, if you're listening, you're amazing.
In general, with him trying to, this will work this time. I got a splitter this time. We'll do this time. We'll do that this time. Let's put it up our butt this time.
Yeah.
So don't.
You have to trial and error some stuff to see what works, okay?
okay, but
So what you're saying is you have issues with the whole technology thing too.
so okay, but back,
Yes.
back to why don't we keep trying to fix what's not broken?
We're trying to improve the sound quality. The sound quality is an issue.
Okay.
Like,
I mean, that's a pretty good answer.
we need to figure out a way to improve our sound quality, to expand our base, because I think there's a few podcasts, listeners, you guys can let me know this, that the sound quality is more than subpar.
Okay,
That we need to address this issue.
But we don't have $1.5 million to actually get this shit to do
Well,
here's my issue. We got human issues we should solve long before we need to hear the human issues in crisp, high fidelity quality. I mean, we need to get the over talking and all this other stuff.
In some, depending on the movie, a little bit of over talking is okay, but only a little bit. I still want a white flag. Somebody needs to go buy me a white flag.
Okay.
So I'm going to hand this phone for final thoughts over to somebody else here, and then I'll do my final thoughts. But I'll put it to anybody that's listening to this that I think the solution we need is that we have a director per episode. So if it's your movie, because otherwise this is going to be the same jumbled stuff.
I'm going to bring a talking stick.
Okay.
That would be a director thing. So
Okay, let's
you know
try.
how to do it?
No, but
Just hit the red button and let go. And you point it at me.
So, Mike, final thoughts.
Final thoughts.
Oh, look at him. He gets to like sit up nice and be prepared for this.
You had that opportunity. I'm sorry. I chose this movie for nostalgic reasons only. I remember it fondly. I still think there's some good laughs in it. Yeah, it's a bad movie. Yeah, absolutely. I'm not going to argue there. There's a lot of bad movies from the 70s and the 80s, even the 90s that really kind of hold a place in my heart. So it was a fun movie. I didn't mind it. I don't know what else to say with it. I know people like that nostalgia thing. And in this case, that's the only reason. I'll give it a 2 out of 10 for quality. And there's a lot worse out there than that. Kathy and I saw one the other day, and it was made in 2022. And for likability, I'll give it a 4 out of 10.
I don't think I've seen a movie in the last decade that has had that bad a production quality.
Oh, shit, yeah. But I also upgrade that. So, and it's a comedy, and I put it in the behind the counter.
Yeah.
So Mike, you and I very seldomly disagree on movies.
We're on the right track. We're still on the deep side of bad.
Yeah, this is deep side.
Yeah. Okay. You hit the button now.
I did.
Okay.
Okay, well,
No.
kids, we're going to carry on this Stoner Month next week at Corey's. What would Corey pick again, guys? I can't recall offhand.
I can't remember. Sadly, I am going to miss next week because I have to finish preparations for the Cup Car Rally.
No, it's okay.
Yeah. But I can't remember. I kind of think his was Fast Times.
I thought you had Fast Times.
No, mine's the Staged and Confused.
Oh, wait, I know he didn't pick Fast Times then. You picked his. But, okay.
I thought he chose the Fast Times too.
Maybe he picked Airheads.
No. Maybe it was Fast Times. I thought it wasn't one of those two movies because you picked one.
Yeah, no,
But,
I picked Dazed.
Laura, you got the Cup Car Rally upcoming here.
Yep.
You tell the audience where that's at.
So our Cup Car Rally is going to be held at Duggan Mall. We are actually going to be in the store right beside Ardene's. Should be lots of fun. Very long day.
We encourage.
What's a Cup Car?
So all of the kids were given 3 weeks to build a car that they get to race.
We encourage people to come down to the Duggan Mall and check us out. It's public, can come see.
Yeah.
You have to be a member to participate, but we love the crowd and everything coming.
If I remember, it will be there probably 9 to 3. I think it ran 9 to 3 last year.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, so it's a long day, but lots of fun. If you're at the farmers market, that's also going to be held that day. You'll hear us.
Mike, you got a busy world going on right now?
Oh, for fuck's sake. This Friday I'm going out to Sedgwick performing in the play that goes wrong, which I fucking hate the play. Not them, just the play. It's dumb, mindless, stupid shit, and I can't stand it. But I like helping people out, and the people are good, so we're out there performing for Sedgwick, the Flagstaff Players. And we're still working hard with Lizards Don't Have Dicks, preparing for the ADFA Big Valley One Act Festival, where little man Jeff here is the dad or the grandpa. We haven't decided fully yet. He's
he's definitely a dad, but he might be
he's
grandpa
a dad of
age.
somebody.
He might be a grandpa age dad.
I was a radio host.
He's doing really well, just so everybody knows. Come watch him May the 4th at the Bailey Theatre. Tickets are on sale right now. Go to the Bailey Theatre events. And working for Shakespeare, Midsummer's Night Dream.
Yes, and I did see your post, and I shared it for you.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I got a friend that's very interested in auditioning.
I know, and they're very concerned. They said, my friend, blah, 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 and your name was that friend. So it sounded like blah, blah, blah. So
blah, blah, blah is pretty accurate.
Yeah. So anyway, that's my life. I'm enjoying most of it. So What do we call this? A filler episode? I feel like this is a filler
kind
episode.
of a filler
for us.
episode.
So we had some good talks about the marijuana.
Yeah, I'm saving some
the
good
devil's
stories.
So Jeff,
the devil's lettuce.
Jeff's having devil's lettuce. Okay. So,
I'm saving some really good stories for later.
Oh.
We got a month of this shit.
oh, I've got some doozies.
Uh,
Remind me to tell you about the garden gnomes. So Jeff, what do you got coming up?
Not a heck of a lot, fellas. Great to see you. Good night, everybody.
Is that it?